Hey there, guys. Guess who won the World Series? Yeah. Yeah. Almost had it. It's done. Guess who won the World Series? The Los Angeles Dodgers came back from a 3-2 deficit, went to the Sky Dome in Toronto. I refuse to call it by its other name. And kicked some bluebird ass. Sorry. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, I have never been so proud of this team for their win, for their adversity, for literally snatching victory from the jaws of defeat and giving us quite possibly the best World Series ever. Both them and both the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. And we got to give a shout out to the Blue Jays. They played hard. Uh, I mean, they played better, way better, as a matter of fact, but they're not the better team. The better team are the ones that hoist the trophy at the end. And that was the Los Angeles Dodgers. But kudos to them. They played hard. There had to be a winner. And man, what a series. I think I could officially say that they've replaced the 2018 NLCS as my absolute favorite Dodger series and playoff series, at least. And we're going to be talking about this for the next 50 years, like in general, like just the consensus of people. Miguel Rojas' clutch home run when he hadn't hit a home run in months. And I think that's the first time he's hit a home run off a right-hander, or at least in the long time, the first time he's hit a home run off of a right-hander. Yeah, it's incredible. It's literally incredible how the team individually they came clutch at different points in times of the games. Uh, Muncy with a home run as well, and Will Smith with the one that put them ahead, the home run that put them ahead, and Miguel Rojas with just defensive play after defensive play across yesterday's game or game 6 and today's game. Just incredible, incredible. Uh, and while the stars did not, while the stars were not flashy, they did deliver in their own certain ways. Obviously, Mookie had his defensive plays. Freddie came through with that game 3 home run. Otani pitched. Otani pitched like his life depended on it, and it did. And I almost was worried because I would have gone with Glasnow starting inning number 3, and Roberts decided to go with Otani. And at the end of the day, hey, all those bad decisions led to a victory. Then they're not really bad decisions. They it somehow just set up the game that way to be that way. And yeah, I am stoked. I am so happy that they won. Words can't describe how much, now that they've won, I don't have to hold it in anymore. Words cannot describe how much I really wanted this win, for various reasons that I'm rather not talk about, you know. Uh, but of course, this is baseball card packs number 22, and I deliberately saved it like that so we could celebrate the career of one Clayton Kershaw, who's definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And I just decided to show you a few of the cards that I own of his. Of course, is this jersey swatch one right here, and it's even numbered 22 out of 99. So, and let me just show you some more like Dodger cards that I just really like. Was they have another like hologram fireworks Cody Bellinger right here. I do have a Cody Bellinger jersey swatch as well, and if I do remember correctly, it is number 35. So I own both a number 22 and a number 35 of the respective batters, and so that makes me pretty happy. Of course, I have this autograph Matt Kemp. You know, should have won one with the Dodgers. Unfortunately, that wasn't meant to be. Mm. And we'll just end it right off with the one Dodger that actually made me a fan. Um, jersey swatch, Paul Duca. This guy was an absolute beast back in like 2003, 2004. And yeah, it's due to him that I became a fan. And it's number 229 out of 250. But yeah, it's due to him that I became a big fan of the Dodgers. Like, I knew of the team beforehand, but it was him, Sean Green, Eric Gagne, Cesar Itsuris. You know, it was due to all of them that I really got Adrian Beltre, that I became a big fan of the Dodgers, and I started following them since then. And it wasn't easy, folks. It wasn't easy. It was really tough, especially like the post Manny years, the post Manny Joe Torre. Well, no, I think Joe Torre was still there for a few more seasons, but like the post Mannywood years were just real tough, and that all changed. That all changed when they faced the Atlanta Braves in the 2013 NLDS. You know, that was the start. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That was the start of this modern Dodgers renaissance. Them winning that series, even though they couldn't beat the Cardinals in the NLCS, the next round. That was the genesis, and that is literally where we are at now. I think it was it Hanley? I think it was Hanley. I don't remember correctly, but I'm pretty sure. So someone hit a clutch homer and in the NLDS against Atlanta. But yeah, and it's just been like that ever since, you know. And crazy to think that it's 3 World Series titles in 6 years, and we beat one of the cheaters, so might as well bring it up. It should be 4 and 8 years technically, and but that's just the way it is, you know. This series, there was so much writing on it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I would have rather had taken Seattle. It would have spared a couple of years off my life, in all honesty. But oh well, you know. We got the harder challenge, and we went through the harder challenge, and we went through like all this just personal drama. Obviously, I brought up the whole thing about like Kendrick and Drake and Los Angeles and Toronto. And guess what? The Drake curse is real, because this dummy decided to post on his stories when the Blue Jays were 1 game away from winning the World Series, and they never won a game after that. So yeah, he literally cursed the team, kind of like how Fat Joe cursed the team, the Yankees, the previous year. But besides that, there were deeper cuts overall to this, and obviously one of the lesser known things, you know, not even if you follow the team that recently. So pretty much one of the coaches on the Blue Jays is Don Mattingly, who was a great batter in his day, played for the Yankees, and played his whole career for the Yankees. Was an understudy of Joe Torre when Joe Torre was Dodgers manager, and then he inherited the management position from Joe Torre, if I do believe. And Don Mattingly, like he underexcelled. People, including myself, would like to criticize Dave Roberts for a lot of things, but man, can you imagine there was a guy that had a prime Zach Greinke and a prime Clayton Kershaw, and he never got past the division round, not even once? That's Don Mattingly for you. Don Mattingly was on the Blue Jays. He was literally 2 outs away from getting his first World Series rings in a career that spanned as a player and manager and coach. It spanned like 30 something years, and he didn't get that. Obviously, the cheater Springer, you know, he does not get his his World Series rings to make up for that tainted one. And finally, Scherzer. I loved Max Scherzer when he was with the Dodgers in 2021. Loved him. But I'd be remiss to say that he really fucked us over when he refused to pitch in the NLCS because of a dead arm. To this day, in my honest opinion, he didn't want to pitch because he knew that he was gonna have a big contract day he was gonna have a big payday, and I think it was the Mets that ended up paying that payday. And yeah, it would have sucked to lose the game that he started, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. Dodgers won. That's all that really matters now. And it's crazy. Dodgers are the first back-to-back champions in 25 years, and the first back-to-back National League champions in close to 50 years. I think last time was like 75, 76. So, congrats to my LA Dodgers. And yeah, so I promised you guys, I did that little showcase. I showed you guys my my favorite cards. I forgot one. The MVP, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Trading card day, rookie season last year. Man, this guy, we are so fortunate to have him. We are so fortunate to have someone with his work ethic. The fact that he wants to be the next Clayton Kershaw. Not in that way, not postseason Kershaw. He wants to just excel, and he wants to one day become a Hall of Famer and have a Dodger cap on that plaque in Cooperstown. And he's on his way. He's already a 2-time World Series champion. He's already a 1-time World Series MVP. And sky's the limit for this guy. Sky's the limit for this team, I honestly don't expect the team to look the same next season. I feel that this is going to be that time where we're going to painfully have to let go of some of our aging players. I wouldn't be shocked if Muncy's not on the team next year, or at the very least by the next end of the season. I'm not going to say that they're going to make the postseason. It's too soon for me to say that, but I don't think Muncy is good. He did so much for us. He came in clutch for us this time around, but I don't think he's going to be there in the long run. And I see that for a lot of players, but we could only see what happens. And yeah, Dodgers should not have won that World Series, in all honest opinion, the way they were batting, but they figured out a way. And guess what? That's what champions do. So yeah, so I promised you guys I was gonna open up my remaining Donruss packs. So let's do that. So it's 3 packs, Donruss baseball, 20 cards each in every pack, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's see what I got. Okay. All right. So, Dustin Pedroia, Andrew Jones, who also, if I remember correctly, played for the Dodgers. Dylan Cruz, rated rookie. Ooh, Pablo Sandoval, Panda. You know what? I could finally appreciate that stupid dynasty the fucking San Francisco Giants did. Because guess what? Dodgers just taught that. Giants had to win one every other year. Dodgers won 2 in a row. Nick York. Miguel Tejada. Pudge Rodriguez. Ivan Rodriguez. Prince Fielder. Whatever happened to that guy? Ooh, the Wizard. Ozzie Smith. Whoa, I got a hologram Deion Sanders. Primetime Deion Sanders hologram. I think I pulled him in a previous pack, but I don't think that one was a hologram. Rated rookie Thomas Sagis, I guess. Hologram. Chase Burns. Ooh, check this one out. Paul Skeens hologram. Chrome hologram. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Drew Gilbert, rated prospect. Alex Gordon, Kansas City. Ooh, look at this. Diamond Marvels, and it's comic book based. And it's Kumar Rocker. And let's see. Texas. So Rocker combines natural born talent with hard trained skill. Every time he steps on the mound, the former was noticeable from the time he was 2 years old when he and his mother Lathia were playing catch. He threw the ball directly back at me in a straight line, she said. I said he's going to be a pitcher. Cool. Love the artwork on it. Noble Meyer, rated prospect. Ethan Salas, rated prospect. Bruce Rayner, rated prospect. And finally, Blake Burke, rated prospect. So, okay. I could dig it. Favorite card. Let's go with the Skeens, man. Let's go with the Skeens. Future Dodger. Just kidding. We ain't trying to ruin baseball that much, right? But yeah, the Skeens card is probably my favorite from this. Alright, here's pack number 2. Lou Gehrig. Whoa. Nice. Jake Bloss, Toronto. The manager, Terry Francona. Colt Keith. Not to be confused with Cool Keith. Jairo Iriarte, Chicago. Wow, manager pack. Jim Leyland, legendary manager. I think he's the only one that's won like a gold medal and a World Series, right? No, wait, Lasorda did that too. No, World Baseball Classic, I'm sorry. He's won a World Baseball Classic and a World Series. Of course, World Series were with the 97 Marlins, which is a fun team. I actually did like the 97 Marlins. Carlos Beltran, Mets legend. Hey, who's your daddy? Pedro Martinez. I think I had him in a previous pack. So Robin Ventura, Juan Marshall. I think I pulled him in a previous pack, but not holographic, so that's pretty cool. Cal Ripken. So senior, so not junior. Or is it junior? Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's junior. Rated prospect, Matt Shaw for Chicago. Bryce Eldridge, rated prospect. Why does that name sound so familiar? Bryce Eldridge. Billy Amick, right here. Prospect. Michael Young, Chrome hologram for Texas. Jim Palmer, Chrome, Baltimore. Brady House, Washington, rated prospect. Jarlene Susanna, rated prospect. Owen Hall, Detroit, rated prospect. Whoa, this, I don't know, maybe it's a lack of logos, but it made him look like an old-timey like player. And finally, Kalen Culpepper. Another, funny enough, another Minnesota rated prospect. Another Minnesota would also wear purple. That was a Culpepper, but it was football. not baseball. So out of this one, I think my favorite is, let's go with the Lou Gehrig. You know, ALS is such a terrible disease. So yeah. And finally, let's complete it with the last pack. And see what I got. Ooh. So Jacob Wilson, Kumar Rocker, again, rated prospect. Fuck this guy, Ryan Braun, Milwaukee. Mike Messina, New York Yankees. Brett Campaneris, Athletics, not Oakland, Athletics. Hey, Sammy Sosa, Chicago Cubs. Another manager. I Billy Martin, man, really controversial guy, Billy Martin. Of course, they're showing him right here in Oakland when he initializes like small ball version of play that they deemed Billy Ball. So this was in between multiple New York Yankees stints as manager, and he did lead the Yankees to former glory in '77 and '78 and winning championships for them in that time period. But yeah, he's a very controversial figure. If I do say so myself. He's very notorious, but then again, I think Lasorda is the same way on kind of like running pitchers to the ground. You know, I guess that was just the old school way of doing things back in the day. But yeah, yeah. So I think I highly recommend this show called This Old. Well, it's a semi-biographic like take on the '77 Yankees called The Bronx is Burning. I do recommend that show, even though the Dodgers lose in that one. But whatever. Greg Maddux. Oh, speaking of which, Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly. Let's see, right here. And hologram. Connor Norby, Miami Marlins. Braylon Doty, Cleveland. Hey, Lou Gehrig again, except this time he's a fucking chrome. Ooh, let's see who I got. Jersey King. So I got a jersey swatch of Heston Kjerstad. I don't know who that is. Baltimore. Pretty cool. Is he a rookie at least? I don't think he's a rookie. But that's pretty cool. Jet Williams. Jake Peavy. Ooh, check this out. Elite Series Aaron Judge. Looks pretty cool. And Leo DeVries. Rated prospect. Tommy Troy. Rated prospect. Jacob. Oh, whoa! That's pretty fucking awesome. The Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, rated prospect, even though he ended up pitching in the NLCS for the Brewers. That's pretty fucking cool. And finally, Boston Bateman, rated prospect. Overall, really good pack. And a really good box. Favorite card though. Man, you know what's weird? I'm gonna say that the Gehrig, even though I said this Gehrig was my favorite, I'm gonna say overall my favorite card is the Gehrig right here. But that's not necessarily the favorite one from the pack, because that would be like, I don't know, I feel like that's like just double dipping and cheating. So I'd say my favorite card is it's a Billy Martin. Billy Martin. You know, tastes great, George. Less filling, George. No, Billy. It's I'm repeating like an old Coors Light commercial right now in my head. So yeah. But anyways, that's it. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed me opening up baseball cards. It was really fun. I might do some in the interim during the off season, but as of now, baseball season's over. And think there's an old quote that say like, well, what do you do during the wintertime? And someone said like, I just stare out my window until spring comes and baseball season begins all over again. And I wish I could say that was me, because that would be a very romantic way of putting things, but nah. I follow other sports, so I'll be okay. So in that regards to that, but I will say I had the best fun, the most fun I ever had watching a postseason and of course the playoff series. I don't think anything's gonna come close to topping 2025 overall as a whole playoff like series and bracket, and we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens with the defending two-time champ Dodgers. Will they three-peat? I don't know. But in the meantime, let's get it. And that bids you all farewell. Thanks, guys, for watching this video. You know what's funny? I had a speech plan just in case they lost, because there was always that chance. Thankfully, I never had to say that speech. But it went something along the lines of like, hey guys, come close. Guys, sometimes we pray for things to happen, for things to go our way, whether it's praying to a higher power or a higher power, or just a certain type of karmic energy. We feel that us being good and doing good will pay dividends, that the universe will give us back something. And sometimes that doesn't happen. That doesn't necessarily mean that your prayers weren't answered, because hey, maybe that career path wasn't meant for you. Maybe you weren't meant to get that job. Maybe that individual isn't meant to be in your life. Someone else is meant to be there. Maybe the possessions that you ask for will do you no good. And life, the universe, this higher power will actually find you something that will do you good. In the end, maybe your prayers are answered by not giving you what you want. And with that, I leave you guys. Thank you for watching Baseball Card Packs number 22. Go Dodgers. Let's get that fucking three-peat. And I am out.